Hello, and thank you for your interest in participating in the Heme study. This remote research study is funded by the National Cancer Institutes and is being led by Dr. Jennifer Huberty and Dr. Ruben Mesa at the Mays Cancer Center at the University of Texas, San Antonio. My name is Dr. Jill Johnson, and I'm the project manager for this study. Over the next few minutes, I'll be walking you through the details of this research study and what will be asked of you if you agree to participate. At the end of the video, you'll be able to review the consent form in its entirety and make your decision of whether or not you would like to participate. During this video, you can pause at any time to write down any questions you have. If after watching this video and reviewing the consent form, you have questions or concerns that you would like to discuss with the research team before agreeing to participate, you can contact us by email, and we can either respond by email or set up a phone call with you to help you make your decision. If after watching this video and reviewing the consent form, you decide that you would like to participate, you'll be able to provide your written consent by following the prompts on the screens. It's important to note that you are not obligated to participate in this research. If you decide you do not want to participate, you do not need to sign this form. If you decide today that you would like to participate and end up signing the form, you are free to withdraw from the study at any point. Over the next few minutes, I'll be going over a lot of information, so feel free to pause the video at any time or rewind to rewatch a section if needed. The first thing we're going to do is briefly review the study procedures and what will be asked of you as a participant. After that, we'll review your rights as a participant and the protections we have in place to ensure your information is kept secure. The purpose of this study is to test the effects of 2 8-week digital wellness interventions on the sleep quality, immune function, and psychological well-being of people with a blood cancer diagnosis undergoing treatment. This study will be ongoing for a few years, and we are aiming to enroll 276 people into this remote study from all across the USA. Here you can see an overview of the research study. Overall, the study is 5 months or 20 weeks in duration, but only about 10 of those weeks include periods of activity. The first week is a monitoring period, followed by 8 weeks of intervention. Then there is a long waiting period before one final follow-up week at the end of the 5 months. I'm going to walk through each part now. This first part of the study is where we are currently. If you agree to participate, you will sign the e-consent form that will be presented to you after watching the video. You will then be asked to provide some contact information for us to FedEx you a sizing kit for the study's sleep device, the Oura Ring, that will be worn on your index finger during the active periods of the study to track your sleep. We will also email you a requisition form to provide your first of 3 blood samples at a LabCorp location close to you. Once you receive the Oura sizing kit in the mail, you will choose your ring size and we will send you an Oura ring and charger for you to use during the study. At that time, we will schedule your 30-minute online virtual visit with one of our research team members so they can activate your ring and ensure you are ready to start the study. We anticipate that this process between signing the online e-consent form and completing your 30-minute virtual visit will be anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the amount of time it takes for shipping the sizing kit and Oura ring to you. After your virtual visit, you will begin the first week of the study, which is what we call the monitoring period. Immediately after that session, we will send you an online survey that should take about 20 minutes to complete. This survey will give us more information about you and let us know how you're feeling before you begin the study. Then, starting the next day, we'll ask you to wear your Oura ring for 24 hours per day for 1 week to capture your movement and sleep behaviors. You will also start to receive an email link each morning to complete your daily sleep diary. You will complete this sleep diary each morning when you wake up to let us know how you slept the night before. This survey is very brief and should take no more than 2 minutes to complete each day. At the end of the week, we will review your data. If you've completed all of these steps, you'll receive your earned compensation, which we'll go over shortly, and we'll continue on to the next part of the study. It's important to note that only people who complete this portion of the study will be eligible to move on. The next part of the study is the intervention period, and it's 8 weeks long. If you're eligible to participate in this portion of the study, you'll receive an email that will instruct you on how to download and log in to your assigned wellness app. Then, for the next 8 weeks, you'll be asked to use the app for at least 10 minutes per day. During this time, you will also be asked to continue to wear your Aura Ring for 24 hours per day and complete a sleep diary each morning when you wake up. At the end of each week, you will be sent a very brief survey asking how your week was, including how you've been feeling and sleeping, and if you've had any technical difficulties. It will also ask whether you've had any changes to your treatment. At the end of the 8-week period, we will send you another online survey, similar to the one you completed at the beginning of the study, to let us know how you're feeling and sleeping now that you've been using the wellness app for 8 weeks. At that time, we will also send you another requisition form to complete your second blood draw, so we can track whether any biological markers have changed since your first blood draw. Once all of these steps are complete, we will review your data and send you your earned compensation up to that point. Once you've completed the 8-week intervention, there is a long waiting period where you are no longer required to wear the Aura Ring, complete the sleep diaries, complete surveys, or use the app, though you are welcome to continue to use the app if you want. During this time, we will ask you to keep your Aura Ring stored in a safe place and will remind you when your final week is about to begin. The final week of the study is what we refer to as the follow-up week. This is where we will assess whether there are any lasting effects of using the wellness app. During this final week, we will ask you again to complete an online survey so we can assess how you're feeling after completing the intervention. We'll also ask you to track your sleep by wearing the Aura Ring and completing a daily sleep diary for 7 days. Finally, we are also going to send you one final lab requisition form to have your final blood draw completed. You will then be provided with a return label to return the Aura Ring and charger back to us. At the end of the final week, we will review your data and send you your final earned compensation, which I will review next. If you have any questions about what you've heard so far, please pause the video and write them down so you can contact us after you've finished watching. Now I will do a review of study compensation. As a reminder, all of this information will also be presented in the consent form after watching the video, so you can review again in more detail. In this study, there are 3 different time points to receive compensation, and you can earn up to $100 total for completing all of the steps of the study. Additionally, if you complete at least 80% of the study surveys, you will also be entered to win one of 3 $100 e-gift cards. All of the compensation will be emailed to you in the form of an Amazon e-gift card. First, you will earn $15 if you complete all of the steps during the first week of the study, including doing your best to complete as many sleep diaries as you can and wearing the ring as much as possible. Then, during the 8-week intervention period, you can earn up to another $50 for completing all of the assessments. Importantly, your compensation here will not be based on how much you're using the wellness app that you've been assigned. If you complete all of the steps during the follow-up week, you can earn another $25, and then returning the Aura Ring at the end of the study is an additional $10. As mentioned, participants who exceed 80% compliance will have their names entered into a draw of one of 3 $100 e-gift cards. We can confirm with you at the end of your participation whether or not your name has qualified to be entered into the draw. Briefly, I wanted to provide some information about the sleep device we're using in this study, the Aura Ring. This is a commercially available device that you may have even seen ads for in the media. It's a small device that's worn on the finger to measure your movements and heart rate so we can passively track your sleep throughout the day and night. Importantly, this device does not record sound or video, and it's not used to diagnose clinical disorders. You will be asked to download an app to your smartphone to pair the Aura Ring and upload your data throughout the study. During this study, we'll also ask you to do your best to wear the Aura Ring for 24 hours per day during the active periods of the study. However, we understand that this may not be possible for everyone all the time, and that there may be some situations when it's best to remove the ring to prevent damage, such as swimming or when lifting heavy objects. During your virtual visit, the study team member will go over all of these details with you to ensure all of your questions about the Aura Ring are answered, and also to walk you through how to set up the app and upload your data on a regular basis. We will also be available throughout the study to help you troubleshoot any issues you may have with the Aura Ring. This study is considered minimal risk. The app-based wellness intervention assigned to you may increase your levels of mindfulness-based activities and awareness of thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Therefore, it's possible you may experience a temporary increase in psychological distress if you currently suffer from a psychological illness such as depression or anxiety. Although this is possible, the benefits of participation in mindfulness-based activities far outweigh the minimal risks. As a reminder, you are free to stop participating at any time for any reason. Physical risks while receiving a blood draw may include, but are not limited to, momentary discomfort at the site of the blood draw, possible bruising, redness, and swelling around the site, bleeding at the site, feeling of lightheadedness when the blood draw is drawn, and rarely an infection at the site of the blood draw. However, these blood draws will be conducted by a qualified and knowledgeable phlebotomist who will minimize the risk of any physical discomfort from receiving your blood draw. There is also a small but possible risk of loss of confidentiality if your information or your identity is obtained by someone other than the investigators. Reasonable efforts will be made to keep the personal information in your research record private. However, absolute confidentiality cannot be guaranteed. Our research team has taken steps to minimize these known or expected risks. However, you may still experience problems or side effects even though the researchers are careful to avoid them. In the unlikely event that you are injured as a result of your participation in this study, medical care is available, but it will be provided at the usual charge. It is the policy of this institution to provide neither financial compensation nor free medical treatment for research-related injury. By signing this document, you are not waiving any rights that you have against the Mays Cancer Center for injury resulting from negligence of the center or its investigators. Please let us know at any time during the study if you experience any events related to study participation. It is possible that the digital wellness intervention included within this study may have beneficial effects on a variety of cancer-related and symptom-related outcomes, including physical and mental well-being. However, there is no guarantee or promise that you will receive any benefit from your participation in this study. More broadly, we hope that the knowledge gained from this project will help inform complementary and alternative treatment approaches to help other chronic hematological cancer patients manage their sleep and their physical and mental health. As with the disclosure of any personal information, there is a risk of loss of confidentiality if the information is obtained by someone other than the investigators, so absolute confidentiality cannot be guaranteed. However, we have several precautions in place to prevent this from happening. First, your research records will be labeled with a study ID number and will be kept in a password-protected computer and electronic folders only accessible by the approved research team members. Second, only necessary information will be collected and reported for tracking and regulatory purposes, and only shared with the approved research-related regulatory offices within the UT Health San Antonio system or the National Institutes of Health listed in the consent form. And finally, the data collected during this study will be de-identified and summarized at the group level prior to publication to protect each individual's identity. As a reminder, your involvement in this research is completely voluntary and you can stop at any time. Refusal to take part in this study or withdrawing from it will involve no penalty or loss of benefits you would receive otherwise. If you decide to leave the research study, please contact the study team by email so they can provide you with the materials to return your study device and obtain any necessary information to process your earned compensation. If you decide to leave the study, we will use the data collected from you up to that point in our study analyses unless you state otherwise. Finally, you are allowed to present questions, concerns, or comments about this study to Jill Johnson, the project manager, or any of our study team members. Their contact information is provided at the top of the consent form. And we encourage you to contact us should you have any questions or need help with anything. Now, I encourage you to read over the consent form more thoroughly on the next page and contact us if you require any clarification. If you made your decision that you would like to participate, please advance to the e-consent form where you will sign and date to confirm your participation. If you do not wish to participate, you are free to exit this screen, but we would appreciate if you could let us know that you are no longer interested. Thank you for your time.